it. Got him. Oh. So there's a story behind why I've come to Lake William Hovell today. And, well, I've dropped in on the way back from New South Wales. But in late May, I was coaching a couple of guys from Wangaratta, that area, on the ovens, teaching them to nymph. And one of them said, so tell me, how do you catch fish on Lake William Hovell? And I said, I've never fished it before. And he said, oh, well, when you do, can you let me know what it's like? And I said, okay. So today, I'm going to take you guys around on the boat. This is my first time on this lake, and it'll be a good chance to see if we can catch ourselves some fish. I think they're mainly browns in here, but yeah, we'll shoot around, and I'll post this video to the channel regardless of whether I catch some fish or not. So it'll just be a nice day to kind of explore and have a look around. Okay, so the leader I'm tying on is just straight 6-pound Cortland fluorocarbon, and it's glass. Oh, fish just rose. It's glassed out, so I'm gonna fish 2 flies not too far away because I want my leader turning over straight and I want to fish well and not get tangles. So I'm gonna go a bit over 6 foot to my first fly. So I'm gonna tie on my top fly here off a dropper. Go about 6 foot there, and I think I'm gonna fish a couple of small streamers, maybe a traditional English wet on the top, depending on the size of the fish. Apparently the fish are like small and hungry in here, so that probably makes them a good candidate for like a traditional English wet, like a Zulu or a Bibio or something like that. So here we go, straight 6-pound fluorocarbon, and I reckon keep it really simple and short. And this is a really good leader for someone who's not super confident with their casting. I might just put my 2 flies, 6 foot apart, 7 foot apart, something like that. And that way, you know that your flies are going to kick over straight, and you're going to be fishing efficiently most of the time, because that is the most important thing. So, need to tie a couple of flies on. Alright, so that's what I'll be fishing. Those 2 streamers there, small, they're like 14s. And then the Bibio down here, the bottom right, I might put him on if I see a few rising, or if they're really small and I just need to put on something small to catch them. So, let's go do it. So when I come to a new lake, like I'm doing today, I always like to just go for a drive. I don't want to just turn up somewhere, see a nice bay and go, bang, I'm going to start fishing there, because sometimes it's not as good as the one around the corner. So I think it's always important. I've seen a couple of nice spots and I've seen some fish rise already. I mean, it's calm, so you're expecting some fish to rise, but I think I'm going to go for a drive up the lake and have a look at all of the water, and then I can always come back to this stuff if I think this looks way better than the stuff up there. So that's the first step, I think, for me looking at this lake. I'm just heading up to where the river runs in now, just because it is early July and some of the brown trout should have finished spawning, so they probably would have dropped back into the lake. And what happens is they get really, really hungry, and I mean, they should be feeding. So they've used all this energy spawning, they've run up the river, they've spawned, they've lost condition, so they're gonna drop back into the lake and feed up and get fit again. And hopefully I can catch some of those. That's the theory, at least. There's a heap of timber up here in the river, like heaps of it. Okay, so I've scrapped the river idea because I went up there and it is just so heavily timbered, it'll be so hard to fish. So I thought, it's up there, I'll just fish adjacent to it for a start. I'll fish in one of these bays and have a look. It'd be nice, it's so beautiful right now, but it would be nice if we had a bit of wind just to push the boat and cover the top. It would probably make them a little easier to catch. So this may be hard, but we'll give it a go. Well, for a start, I've thought the best thing to do is just to come along and hit some of these easy banks and just fish around blind a bit. I mean, hopefully there's some insect activity this afternoon. Might get to chase some rising fish, but I think for a start, this bay is not terribly deep. Just going to fish around here. I'm fishing a sink tip intermediate at the moment, but I'll probably go deeper. But I'm just going to search around with these small little wets, small streamers, and see if I can, find a fish. Okay, so we fished through that bay on a sink tip intermediate, kind of peppering the edge. And I didn't see a fish, although the water looks amazing. So I can imagine how it would fish really well. So, and if I had wind, the drifts in there would be fantastic. So I'm gonna keep poking around, have a look at another couple of these bays. Just keep grinding away, I reckon. It is very, very quiet right now. So I haven't really had the GoPro rolling for the last hour because the wind picked up. I changed lines and everything, got ready to fish blind properly how I'd like to fish, and then the wind just dropped out again completely. So I've just been electricking around. I actually sight fished up a really big redfin. That is a big old perch, but I'm really looking for some moving fish, some trout somewhere. So we will see. I'll check back in with you all soon. Well, I did not expect myself to end up rigging up a floater and 2 dry flies to throw at some of these fish, but a couple are rising well enough, I reckon, that they'll eat it. There's one straight in front of us. I just hope that wind doesn't blow in though, because that's what I've needed all day to get a drift, and it's kind of calm, but not enough to actually get a drift. So if it's gonna stay calm, at least stay calm and let all the fish get up and rise, like some of these ones. There's that one. So this could go really well or horribly wrong. My thought is that there's not much food here on top at all today. So if these fish are willing to rise and look when there's like nothing on the top as it is, well then surely if I give them something to have a look at, he'll eat it. Got him. Oh, he's a better fish than I thought he would be. Well, that is very cool. Dry fly fishing in July on Lake William Hovell. Oh, I'm so happy. I am so happy with that. He's a beautiful fish. And look at that, he's eating the little black Bob's bits. Ah, I am a happy man. I am such a happy man, because I was going to post this video whether I caught this fish or not. So that is awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Fish. You've made me one happy man pre going into lockdown. Alright, so the light's getting low, as you can see, guys, and I haven't been able to get one of these fish to come up and eat a dry again. Fished a couple of unweighted nymphs to them to see. There's one over here. I'm not sure if you can see that in the light. So I've actually thought, well, I'll revert back to fishing my intermediate and a streamer on the point. So I just want to see, I mean, surely it's cold. If I can give one of these fish like this one, if I can give it a mouthful, I just think, oh, well, maybe one will eat it. Oh, missed him. Gosh. Saw the boil, he had to go. Alright, I'm going back to the dries. Streamer's got that 1-8. So I'm putting a little English hopper on the point. And that flies in one of my tying videos, if you are interested in that. I didn't do this, and I should have before I took the dries off. I haven't gone the big option, so putting on a sedge hog. Just to see if they want, you know, a mouthful, because it's normally my go-to option in philosophy is give it to them big, but I haven't done it yet, so let's see how we go. Alright, because these fish have been so weird around me in the boat this evening, I reckon I'm going to lead them by a long way, you know, give them time to find it rather than cast straight at them. Because they've been doing... Oh, I missed him. Damn it. Got him. Oh, it came off again. No. Oh. Well, that actually worked at least, guys. Not being as aggressive and going at the fish. And I missed him on the top, on the point fly. Chucked the flies back down, and he ate the big sedge hog. So, come on, I gotta find one more. One more chance. Got him. Oh, they were tormenting me, these two. I've been chasing them for about 5 minutes. Not a big fish, but a good one to finish. a good one to finish on. There he is. Damn it. Oh well. I think that's me done. Ah, very good. Well, that's me done for the day, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. Oh, they're still rising, but it's just a bit dark for the camera. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thought it'd be good to just put this out as kind of like a raw day searching in new water, because no one catches them all the time and just walks onto a lake and goes bang and just catches fish. It just doesn't work like that. So it was quite frustrating for me today. Kind of the fish were touchy. Well, not touchy. I couldn't catch them when it was glassed out in the middle of the day, fishing blind, fishing deep, hitting the shores. A few fish rose, then managed to catch them on the dries. Then couldn't catch them on the dries, then couldn't catch them on nymphs or streamers, and then came back to the dries and caught another one and lost one. So that's kind of how it goes. So hopefully it was good for you to kind of see the evolution of how I kind of try and approach a day of fishing on the lake. And don't forget to comment, ask any questions. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe the video, please, and the channel if you could. And I'll see you guys all next week. Thanks, guys.